The docking corridor of Station Helios 9 was completely silent. Rows of soldiers stood along the walls. None spoke. None moved. At the center walked Sergeant Cade. His armor was still damaged from the last battle, ribs aching, but he kept walking forward. Beside him walked the two cubs. Kara stayed close to his left side. Vaughn moved slightly ahead, like a scout. Their glowing green eyes scanned everything. Behind them, Commander Varel and several officers followed. Ahead, the main docking gate slowly opened. Beyond it waited a shuttle, not human, built from dark metal with sharp edges covering its surface. The design matched the KRYN warships outside. "One of those ships belongs to them," whispered a soldier. "And the predators inside. Those ships want the human," another replied softly. Sergeant Cade stopped near the shuttle ramp. Kara pressed closer to his leg. Vaughn stood between the human and the open ramp. Commander Bell stepped beside him. "You still have the option to refuse," Bell said. Cade shook his head. "If those ships wanted to destroy USD, they would have done it already. Looks like their family just wants to talk." Viral studied the human carefully. "You are walking into the center of a predator fleet." Cade smiled slightly. "Yeah, but I am bringing friends." The ramp slowly lowered. Cold air flowed out of the shuttle. Inside, everything was dark. Then heavy footsteps echoed. A massive shape appeared at the end of the ramp. Gasps spread through the corridor. It was an adult Kryn, enormous, twice the height of a human. Its body was covered in black armored scales. Long claws touched the metal floor. Its glowing eyes locked onto Sergeant Cade. Several soldiers instinctively raised their rifles. Commander Varel lifted a hand. "Hold fire." The giant predator slowly walked down the ramp, each step echoing across the docking bay. Kara, Kay, and Vaughn stepped forward immediately, but did not attack. Instead, they made soft rumbling sounds. The adult Kryn stopped. It looked down at the two cubs, then at the human. Silence filled the docking bay. The adult predator lowered its head slightly. The xenobiologist standing nearby whispered in shock. "That is a greeting gesture." Sergeant Cade stood still. "So you are there," Pertha said quietly. The creature made a deep sound. The station translator struggled for a moment. Then a voice filled the docking bay. "Base speakers. Human warrior protected our young." The soldiers stared in disbelief. The Kryn could speak through the translator. Cade nodded slowly. They were in danger. Anyone would help. The giant predator stared at him. "No, most species fear us. Most would have left them to die." Kara moved beside Cade, gently pushing her head against the human's arm. The adult Kryn watched carefully. "Our young chose you," the translator repeated. The docking bay became silent again. Commander Varel stepped forward slightly. "Your fleet surrounds this station. State your intention." The giant predator turned its glowing eyes toward him. "We came for our young, but they have already chosen their path." The adult creature looked at the cubs. Gansera and Vaughn remained beside the human. Neither cub moved away. The adult KR-Wan slowly sat down, enormous body folding against the metal floor. The gesture shocked everyone present. The xenobiologist whispered, "That is a sign of respect." The giant predator spoke through the translator. "Jen, human warrior. Kind values, strength, and loyalty. You showed both. You protected our young when no one else would." Sergeant Cade crossed his arms slightly. "They helped me in battle too." The predator gave a deep rumble. "Then they chose well." Outside the station window, the massive KRYN fleet waited. Hundreds of warships, each powerful enough to destroy cities. Yet none fired a single weapon. The giant predator continued. "The war against the raiders spreads across many systems. Your people fight them. So do we. Perhaps we should fight together." Shock spread through the docking bay. Commander Varel looked stunned. An alliance between humans and Kryn had never existed. Sergeant Cade looked down at Kara and Vaughn. The cubs stared back with bright eyes. "Looks like you two started something big," he said quietly. The giant predator stood again. "Our fleet will not harm the station. Our young remain with you. They have chosen their guardian." It looked directly at the human. "Protect them well." Cade nodded. "I already planned to." The giant predator turned back toward the shuttle, stopping one last time. "Human warrior. Courage changed the path of our young and may change the future of this war." The shuttle ramp slowly closed. Moments later, the dark ship lifted away. Outside the station, the massive fleet moved, but this time did not aim weapons. They formed a protective ring around Helios 9. Inside, the docking bay soldiers stared at the human. One guard whispered quietly, "Did we just gain the strongest allies in the galaxy, Commander?" Viral looked at Sergeant Cade and the two cubs beside him. "Yes," the commander said calmly. "All because one human chose to protect two small predators." Kara nudged Vaughn. Vaughn stood proudly. The war outside the station was far from over, but something important had changed. Humans would not be fighting alone. The legend of Sergeant Cade and Kara and Vaughn was only beginning. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.